Hello everybody. So I'm just updating the settings on there. Good morning everybody. Good morning. I am Anchorhaven and this is the Mystical Wellness Channel coming live to you at 5:45 a.m. Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Here we are. On this channel, we talk about things that are weird and wonderful. Secret space programs, special access programs, time travel, cloning, disclosure, Project Oblivion, angels we might get into today, and so much more. So I am Anchorhaven, and here we get into all manner of weird shit over on the Mystical Wellness Channel on these early AM lives. So people hopefully will start to join me soon and get yourselves in the chat so we can talk about whatever our theme is of the day. Good morning, Wizard Witkus. Good morning. And so yeah, it was hard to get up this morning after I did a live like 5 hours ago for me. So I'm slowly waking up. Might need some time to fix myself. I'm going to pour my drink now. So, how is everybody? Get your butts in the chat. So, bit of this morning. So it's my Wednesday, and so Tuesday night I did a great interview with Nikki Jacobs from Restore Belief Angels Are Life channel over there, where she goes live on Saturdays talking about SSPs and ET experiences and conscious contact and so much more. So yeah, do go check out the video I did with Nikki Jacobs yesterday, which was a great video. And we covered lots of things, especially elementals and things. Yeah, it was a really good video, and we'll get her back on maybe next month or so. So that'd be really cool. And today, Wednesday, I'm actually going to be a guest on Michael Koff's channel. And it's super late for me. It's like my midnight or something. So yeah, so that's probably like 6 p.m. Eastern, maybe 5 p.m. Central. I'm not too sure. But I will put some posts out later on. So I'm going to be a guest on Michael Koff's channel, and then Michael Koff and I are co-hosting an SSP experiencer panel discussion, basically for new people who are just starting to get to grips with their testimony, or people who've got testimony but they've not shared it publicly. So that's what we're going to be doing on Saturday. I'm co-hosting with Michael Koff, and hopefully that'll be a regular segment. We will see, and maybe we can get on some special guests from time to time as well. So how is everybody today? It's a very slow morning today. So yeah, is there a topic? Is there a theme of the day? Hopefully Jason will join us soon, so he knows that I'm live as well. And it's the Phoenix in the first thing in the morning. Phoenix is going to be doing a show on Thursday with us, and Nathan Fox is doing well. Hey Nathan. So Wizard Waker says, later on in the show, if you have some time, is there anything I need to know about what happened earlier to me, because I'm feeling strange? Oh, interesting. You mean about the messages? Oh, Mara. Don't know why that got held, because you said smashing. You look smashing and it got held. That's weird. Weird. Thank you. I've just woken up. Thank you. Hey, Jason, I'm walking here. I have been practicing my accents, and I'm getting better with my Southern Belle accent. It's getting a little bit better. But I need a phrase. I need a good phrase to practice with. So if anyone's got a good quote or something, put it in the chat and I'll practice my accent. And yeah, with about the time mix up. Okay. I've not chosen any cards yet. If anybody, and Nathan, no. You know when it's like something weird happened yesterday with the Breakaway deck. I'm working with the deck. It's on the desk next to me, and the next minute it's not. I search high and low. I cannot find the Breakaway deck, and I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna have to open up the backup. So I got 2 samples. I'm thinking, no, hours and hours go by, and up and down, I'm here and there, and then when I've given up all hope of finding the Breakaway deck, resound to thinking that it has teleported away from me, because it's the Breakaway Oracle. Who knows? It's got a time traveler card in it. It's got Breakaway civilian cards in it. It's got like random stuff in it. And then I come back into my room and there it is, placed under my chair. Like, come on, right? It's just placed there under my chair. So I still think the Breakaway Oracle teleported, right? And then it was placed back. Oh, good morning, Willard. Good morning, Mara. It's broken away, right? The breakaway deck broke away. Did Tiffany talk to you? No, I have not spoken to Tiffany. No. Yeah. Kat, whoa, yeah. Kat, I sent you a message on Patreon, but I've not seen if you sent me a reply. But I hope you had a wonderful day yesterday on your special day, on your trip around the sun, that final leg of the journey there. So okay, Willard, if you need my help, then you'd have to book in because, you need to be a professional client. There's only so much I can do for you. I've already said, I've referred you on to other people who I believe are better suited to support you, but you do need to book in. Yeah. Oh no, you know what I mean, Kat, because it's like a solar return, so it's a slow journey around the sun, and you're on that final bit, that final last day of the journey around the sun, and here you are, starting again on your journey around the sun. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. So Fearlessly Feeling Saying is in the chat and she's coming on to do. Okay, well then I will wait to hear from Tiffany. Say no more, Willard. Say no more. Yeah. Yeah, Phoenix is coming on Thursday. We're going to do a show on Thursday and we're going to dig into it. Yeah, so it's about your past life. Okay. Okay, Willard. Has anyone got a theme of the day? So it's the BASES 2026 International Disclosure Conference coming up in 4 weeks' time. And I've had to design a flyer to be printed. And then Miles kept sending it back to me. I was like, what is wrong with me right now? And he's talking to me on the phone. And I'm like, been working on the Breakaway. And so my mind is multi-dimensional, it appears, when I work on the Breakaway. And then he's trying to talk to me about something that's really like in this reality. And I'm like struggling. And I'm like, just give me a second. Just give me a second. Because my mind has gone like somewhere else while I work on the Breakaway cards. So that was quite funny. That's a cool mug. So this is from the BASES International Disclosure Conference 2025. So next month I'm going to pick up and steal a new one. And take that as payment for working on the BASES conference. And okay, Willard, when I said say no more, that was a cue to stop talking. Okay. Yeah, don't be putting loads of private information in the chat because we're having a group conversation. Okay. I've already referred you to Sean Bond. I think Sean Bond would be able to help you, give you some kind of clarity. That's all I've got for you. I've got no more information for you. Yeah, I work mainly with energetics of emotions. That's the big part of how I work. So I can tell you what energies, what messages, themes, and energies are coming your way, but I can't clarify anything in your past life unless it's something random. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Things are crazy in this world. You got that right, Willard. Yeah. Mara says, I love the mug. Hit the bugs. Well, this kind of reminds me to talk about the BASES conference. You say, let's talk about the BASES conference for a second. So yeah, we've got some great people coming to the BASES conference next month. We've got Sean Bond and Isha coming. You text me an answer. That's because you need to be respectful and you need to book a service with said people. Yeah. Some people respond to bookings, like when people book in for me a 30-minute or 60-minute session, then you've got my undivided attention for 30 or 60 minutes, right? So because we need to pay the bills, we need to eat, and things like that. So yeah, sometimes you need to do that. You wouldn't just walk up to somebody in a shop and say, I want to use this product, but I'm not going to pay you for it. I want to use that printer and use up all the toner and energy, but I'm not going to pay you, right? So there you go. Yeah, it's about a respectful energy exchange. Is what I'm trying to say. Just not very well because it's 6 a.m. So yes, please be respectful of people in the community. That this is their job as well. It's not just a hobby. We do this to live. We share our services to. The universe rewards us with like paying the bill. There's a paypal.me/Anchorhaven in the chat. Tips are always welcome. Yeah, so it's like when I do Reiki, I don't charge for the Reiki, but I charge for my time. Yeah, so my time, because I could be doing something else or have a government job or whatever. So yes, so instead of me having a job, I do this as my job, right? As much as I love it, it's still my job. Does that make sense? I'll shut up now. Jason, help me out. Okay, pick a deck of cards. Otherwise, the soul coaching one has just said that it would like to work with us today. But again, we're dealing with like peace, love. If anyone would like anything specific, let me know. What did everybody think of the Nikki Jacobs video yesterday? How did we like Nikki Jacobs? So she's been in my awareness for a while. And I kept thinking I wanted to connect with her, but I wasn't sure how or when or what. So yeah, so I'm glad we did that show yesterday. Jason said it was good. Yeah, yeah, she's got a lot of good info there. We didn't get into SSP as much because she had a lot of elemental stuff to share, which was great. So next time we'll do a bit more SSP maybe, or ET abduction, because I've heard her talk about that stuff on her channel, about working with ETs on a ship and stuff. Yeah, she's a cool lady. Yeah. So that's really cool. And Phoenix is going to be doing a show with us on Thursday. The Psychic Phoenix. So we'll see. Wizard says that was a very good show with her. She had very good energy. Yeah. I've just got like some targeting coming in. I'm just going to do the bowl. So, no darkness may enter here. This is a safe space for all. No darkness may enter here. This is a safe space for all. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. There's a lot of heat on your face and around your head. Yeah, I literally got blasted at the back of my head just now or something. I missed it, but Draco was fun today. Yeah, so the Draco Reed show was pretty good. Been waiting quite a while to do that show. We were going to do something at Bases with Typical Skeptic, but I couldn't set it up. So because I had limited time with Rob at Bases in December, so I put him with Dr. Amir and that kind of thing. And then so when we did get time to do it, Draco and I did an interview with Bob Osborne on Rebel Not Taken. So I might do another interview with Bob next month. We will see. But if you haven't yet watched that, I call it the sibling show. If you haven't watched the sibling show, then do. Because Bob Osborne, when I said this, Bob's like, would you like to do an interview? Because I did one with your friend yesterday. I was like, yeah, can I get my brother? And then he's like, whoa, you're both super soldiers? Yeah. Like, oh, right, okay. And he's like, really? So it was really good. So yeah, so Draco does a good show. He's got a lot of good info. And I think he shared a few bits with us that he'd not shared with anyone before. But I would like to get him back on this channel directly so that I can just do rapid fire, short answer questions, and let's see if we can do that, because John Whitberg did a great one, rapid fire, didn't he? So that was really good. When it was John Whitberg, we got through like 50 questions or something in 90 minutes. We really did. It was just like full on in the chat rapid fire questions. But Draco likes to do a longer answer, and in that long answer he answers tons of questions at the same time that haven't been answered. So people might have been thinking, I want to ask this question. Draco's already put the answer out there. So it's freaking psychics. Yeah, when you're working with psychics. So yeah, so I tried not to interrupt Nikki Jacobs too much yesterday because I could see what she was saying in my mind. So I didn't want to get in the way of her flow, because I could see that she was like, when she was talking about SSP and she's walking down a corridor, I could see that in my head, could see what she was saying. So I thought, well, I'm not going to interrupt her because I can clearly see the vision. So I'm getting better at that kind of thing. It's from working with Christy Campbell, to be honest. Because when you work with Christy Campbell, it's like two psionics are getting together and it starts to expand your awareness. It's like when I work with Sean Bond, we do our vision questing. That's helped me to expand into my psionics a bit more as well. So now when people are talking to me, I can see what you're saying, and sometimes I can stand there next to you. So that's like a new thing that's starting to develop. Yeah, snapshots. Yeah, mirror. Yeah, it's nice being very visual at times. Yeah, for the longest time I wasn't visual, or I didn't trust my visuals. But now I can literally just stand there when you're talking and look around and go, yeah, I see what you're saying. That's nice. So I can get that now, which is kind of cool. So I can bring that a bit more into the work I do. So Christy Campbell and I will be doing a show, hopefully in the next 2 weeks, when we're going to do readings. We're going to do partnered readings, and then we might be able to get a vision and then work on that vision together for you, we will see. But bear in mind, it would be public live chat readings, and we might get into things, that are a bit open. So don't ask for a reading if you don't want Christy Campbell to jump right in there. Because like me, she doesn't have a filter, at all. Yeah, so interesting. So when I have a private reading with Christy, which we generally always make public, sometimes she'll say, "Can we pull some cards, but not the dark cards?" Because if you pull the dark cards, you go straight into Mothers of Darkness Castle, straight into the, really like not so good feminine work and whatever. And Christy will just drop straight in there. "This is what I'm seeing, la la la," and you're like, whoa. Yeah, I wasn't quite ready for that. So yeah, so she's got big containers, like big boxes of cards that she's made, and then she's got the dark deck that she's had printed with her designs in and everything. She gets the scene so quickly, and it goes dark so fast sometimes. I joke about it now. It's like, I'm thinking that felt really lovely, this vision, and Christy's like, yeah, and it gets dark, doom and gloom, like within 10 seconds. And I was like, oh, does it really? That's me in my little, like, oblivion state. Obliviated. Yeah, Kat, I still haven't fully watched the video you did with her. And it's the same with Tiffany. I watched like so many. I got further into yours, I think, than I did anybody else's. But then I just have to stop and I can't go back. And I don't know why. And it's the same when people do things with Sean. I can't fully watch it. I get stuck and then, yeah. Yep. So if anyone's got an idea of which deck we should pick out of these today to pull some cards, then let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to pick an angel deck, or the brown deck is calling me. This is a great deck. Gods, Goddesses, and Guardians. That's a great deck. It's one of my favorites. Let me know. So yeah, if anyone that's new to my channel, yes, that is a broomstick. We call it a besom. And yes, this is the Mystical Wellness channel. So if mystics offend you, please don't watch. So I lost a follower recently after you've been watching me for months. And then I realised that I'm a mystic. The brown deck sounds good. We're staring at that one. Okay, let me get that one. Okay, so this is Goddesses, Gods, and Guardians. It's one of my favourite decks ever. It's a really nice one. Yeah, I know, right? I think they thought that they were going to convert me. And not in like a Bible kind of way, in like a spiritual guru kind of way. Which what they don't understand is I've been down every pathway. I've been everywhere. Good morning, Dan Guest. Dan Guest is probably at work, doing the cleaning already, getting things ready. That's even funnier, says Felix. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of like, I'm comfortable where I am right now with the work I'm doing now. So I'm just going to pull a collective energy card first. So asking for true benevolence with no conflicting agendas, please. All answers to come to us with 100% truth and neutrality. Can I have a collective message? Thank you. I might have to get out my rattle in a minute. So this is Persephone, New Beginnings. So I'm going to read a little bit about Persephone, but she's that beautiful goddess that got trapped in the underworld. And while she was down there, it just, her mother froze the land. Let's get her story. Persephone. From time to time, she does show her face to me, and I got gifted a pomegranate rattle by somebody. So, a time of complete renewal. You have the power to create light-filled change at rebirth. Persephone is a Greek maiden goddess who was captured by the king of the underworld, Hades, Just happened to be her uncle who's obsessed with her. After eating the pomegranate seeds Hades offered her, Persephone became queen of the dead, agreeing to spend 6 months of each year underground. So if you do go into the underworld, you never eat anything, you never drink anything, because it means you'd have to stay there. So, but she basically kind of tried to skirt around that rule by only eating the pomegranate seeds, okay? So on the Earth's surface, her mother, who is Demeter, was not happy about her being trapped underground, and she literally, it's not in the book, she literally was distraught, and she created winter. She created Narnia, basically, right? She was so furious, and she asked Hecate, I think it was Hecate, to find her daughters. And Hecate, keeper of the keys, can be in all realms, yeah. And so Hecate went out. If it wasn't Hecate, please correct me. And found her, and Hecate became like that bridge between the real world or the living world and the underworld, and took Demeter to visit her daughter. And they reached a resolution with Hecate kind of facilitating that because she'd eaten the pomegranate seeds, she would have to remain in the underworld. But because the world was freezing and people were dying, and that wasn't the way the world was meant to be, she's got 3 faces. Yeah, she's still a triple goddess. Yeah. So they came to an agreement about the 6 months here, 6 months there. Okay, so it says on the Earth's surface, this created winter. When she returned above ground each spring, Persephone and her mother Demeter opened the flowers and blessed the crops. Persephone symbolizes the eternal death to life cycle, helping us find renewed light after times of dark discomfort, whilst her pomegranate symbolizes immortality. Her other symbols are spring, flowers, corn, and grain. So it says, you may feel lost, exhausted, afraid, or shrouded in darkness, but Persephone is here to say, don't give up. She reminds you of the dual feminine powers of diving underground only to rise up again, totally renewed. Perhaps it feels as though something in your life is ending or broken down, yet Persephone invites you to see things differently as an opportunity for magical new beginnings. Now, what's weird there in the book is it says, yet Persephone. My mind said, yet Pepsi, right? And I nearly read out Pepsi. So that's like a little nod from Persephone of like, you better watch that Pepsi, lady. Right? Okay. So, like a phoenix rising, you're a skilled alchemist who can begin over and over again in life, creating stronger foundations, soul inspired work, enriched relationships. So, this is for everybody. This is the new beginnings, a complete time of renewal. You have the power to create light filled change and rebirth. This is the collective energy right now. So, that is very good, I believe. Hey, Woo, how are you? How are you feeling, pal? Hey, Sokola. Yep. Woo woo. Okay. So that is, that's Persephone. So she is kind of that goddess of light and dark. She's that goddess between the living realm and the underworld. And she found a solution, that she didn't want to perish in the underworld. So she found a go-between, a solution. Please keep Maisie in your prayers. Oh my word. Oh, I'm so sorry, Woo. Yeah. Well, my cat passed away in January last year, and I had to have him pass over, and it was Deb Purcell that said to me, "You've got nothing to be sorry for. He's right there next to you. He's a panther now." And I was like, "What?" Yeah, he's a panther, like he always has been in every of your lifetimes. He was your panther. And that explained why he thinks, hey, it's Angels Are Life. It's Nikki Jacobs in the chat. So, Nikki, we were just talking about you and how you did such a good show earlier. And it's 6:08 a.m. here in the UK. So, I've had a nap. I've had a chat with one of my mates, and then I come on my live. So, it's great to see you, everybody. Yeah, we're just talking about Woo. Unfortunately, Maisie, his dog, who wasn't very well, is now no longer with us. So, that's really sad. But it's good to see you. Yes, so condolences for Maisie. And R.I.P. Mr. Binks. Who's Mr. Binks? When did he pass? What's going on? Yeah, my cat was called Pedro. Oh, so angels aren't nice. And Nikki's come in right as we're having like a condolences moment of like everything's passed away. We just drew the card. We're working with the gods, goddess, and guardians, and the card was Persephone, and that we're talking about life and death, and the underworld. Um, so did she pass? Did he pass away? Oh, she's still alive. Okay, sorry. I thought she'd gone. Oh, she's being rehomed. I thought she passed on. Okay, she's being rehomed. Oh, that sucks. It's a super Karen. It's that homeowners association. You can see that about that on TV. Okay, sorry. I thought you meant that she passed on, so I apologize. Yeah. So we'll be watching over Maisie. That's better. That's better. Okay, Dan's talking about Mr. Binks, who's his best friend that passed on. Yeah. My cat Pedro is my familiar. He was not my favorite person in the world, and he used to fly at me and give me black eyes, and I'm not joking. Right, he really did. I used to have a permanent black eye here for a while. So can I still so the chat's all over the place right now, guys. Give me a sec. Okay, so I see Nathan's message there. Okay, let me just get the list together because I know James wants to know about a situation. I see Nathan's asking about targeting. Okay. 1 minute. Okay, so I've got James, I've got Nathan. Was that still Cola next? So yeah, sorry about that word. So I see a message is held. Right, I don't know what's going on with you, Mara, but it's saying your messages are all getting held. Better the kitty Julie than the rooster in India. Yeah, honestly, it doesn't matter where I go. I seem to get attacked by animals. Raising animals is such a luxury and a privilege. I agree. I just saw a buddy. Calm me, says Dan. Okay. All right, I've got a few people written down. First person I'm going to do is James because he was talking at the very beginning, and there's a situation. So I'm just going to try and see if I can get any information on that situation. I don't know if I can, to be honest, because a particular person's involved. So I might not have authority to tune in. And Nathan, I got the deck out for you. There you go. So let me just tuning into the Wizard Wickers, please. Okay. Oh, so yeah, you guys, we try and do this live at least 5 times a week. So we come together to support one another, and we have a good chat about what's going on in the world while my voice warms up, and then we can do a few card pulls. You don't need to pay for readings, but all donations are gratefully received. It's for entertainment purposes only. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And if it's a load of shit, just say it's a load of shit. Right? That's absolutely fine. I don't mind. Doing my best here, like, geez. Okay, this is for the Wizard Wickers. Can I get an idea of what's going on in that interaction, please? Okay. Okay, so I'm not sure why that's happened, but we've got Baba Yaga coming out saying have patience. So I think there will be a resolution. So this is for James and Aussie Jake. Right, so I have to stop and acknowledge Aussie Jake, or he gets a bit of a strop on down under, right? I'm only joking. Stop looking smoked out. G'day, legend. Hope you're well. Aussie Jake says hi. Hey, Aussie Jake, thank you for stopping by. I'm so glad I caught your message before it got lost in the chat there. Otherwise, I would have kicked myself. Anyway, this is for James the Wizard Witkiss, and we've got Baba Yaga coming out saying patience. So I don't think whatever's going on with you and that person is fully finished. I think there will be a resolution in the end. I've got Sacred Medicine coming out with Asclepius. So I think there's healing to be done on both sides of that interaction. I'm really, it's because it's a very odd situation, the way there was that reaction. There is sadness coming forward and saying there is always enough. So there must be like somebody's in a state of lack, right, in their mindset. So they had a limited mindset at that point in time, and they're going to come forward and they're going to realize that they weren't actually operating from that right point of view. They were operating from a lack mindset of like, oh, I've given up this time and I could have given that time to somebody else and blah, blah, blah. So they were operating from a point of fear and lack in that moment. And I think that will change as they move forward. They do want to talk to you about things that are off-world, okay? So they want to talk to you about cosmic things as well. But the main thing for you to remember at the moment is to earth your energy. So this is a breakaway card for you to anchor yourself down and just kind of move forward from it, So there's something to learn there. But the main lesson for you to learn right now is just patience and just forgiveness. And just send that out. So I don't think they really mean harm, and I think they will come right round back and say, sorry, I had this going on and that's why that was my reaction. Do you know what I mean? But I think there is a message for you, and it's about something to do with off-world interactions. So that's for James. I'm not sure how helpful that is. But yeah, so just kind of don't let it get to you right now that you've had some weird interaction, because I think it is, in a way, it's just a medicine. So what can you learn from that situation? Yeah, what did you learn about yourself when you had that interaction? Lessons learned in a way. Yeah. Okay, so the next one is for Nathan, who says he's getting targeting. You just see what kind of targeting you're getting. Yeah, I agree. There is targeting there. So I still think that there is an element of mind wipe and missing time going on. So if you haven't started journaling, then do. But also there's an imbalance to your time and your energy right now. So there's an imbalance there. So start to have a look at your routine and think, like, how can I notice if I have missing time? How can I notice? And you can notice by sticking to a routine for sure, right? And then if things are off your routine, then you'll start to notice sooner. So handlers involved. So where is this handling coming from? Okay. I'm not too sure about this, something a bit darker going on here. Yeah. Okay. So I've got a couple of things coming out. One is altars. So there may be, you're getting attention from your altars. Yes, this is a breakaway card. You're getting attention from altars. So altars are becoming more dominant in a way. And that's why it might feel like there's missing time. But really, it's just different things coming into awareness and pushing you back slightly. So there could be that going on. When I asked, okay, where is this coming from? I got Toth. I got Thoth. Okay, so this lets, for me, he's a negative energy, right? Okay. I know a lot of people like to work with him and they might even use his tarot deck and things like that. But for me, that's a negative energy. So this lets me know that there is a negative handling going on. The next card I pulled was Breed, which is about Celtic abilities, which is about time travel, about portals, but also healing abilities. Okay. So in a way, this is a very strange message coming forward, but the handling that's coming in, there's opposing factions. There's factions that are trying to keep you alive, and there's factions that are trying to keep you limited. And the ones that are trying to keep you limited is because they want to harness your abilities generally. So let me just plug in my phone. Okay. One of the reasons why is because we've got the Looking Glass card coming out. So this is a breakaway card, and this is a true representation of what the Looking Glass device looks like. Okay, how do I know? Because I know somebody who works with the Looking Glass device, right? So this is the Looking Glass device. Okay, so so there's an element of your targeting, which is about limiting your energy in the here and now, because people want to limit your abilities or they want to use your abilities for future technology. Okay, does that make sense? So I think at some point you'll be able to sit down and journal into this and think, okay, what's really going on? But at the moment you're being given clues that you know that there's targeting. So why is that happening? What's going on? So really it's an opportunity to feel into, I'm getting so much throat targeting right now, especially on the right hand side. It's an opportunity to sit down and think about, okay, what is my ability? Who am I? What have I been noticing lately? And start to keep a log, start to analyze the targeting, right? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so there's things going on. So how are you going to offset that? We're going to query as much as we can. We're going to put protection and grounding in and things like that. So try and really think, okay, targeting is a way of life. Those of us who are in the aftercare programs, like the TIRAP program and stuff, it's a way of life. So I'm going to analyze the shit out of it, right? And I'm going to work within, okay, when I do this, this happens. When I do that, that happens. So where are the lines? Where are the parameters? Yeah, that's what I do. I'm an analyst. I analyze the parameters, okay? So what can I do and not do? How can I live my life around this? Or how can I try and offset this? So it takes a while to figure that out. Oh, I'm not too sure about that. That's a great question for John Whitberg. The Helmet of Diana. You know, it's making me think of Harry Potter. You know, when she had the diadem. It's making me think of that. I don't know. Okay, well, that was for Nathan. Not sure how helpful that was, Nathan. But we've got Looking Glass come out, and we've got Mind Fracture, which lets us know that alters potentially are being activated at some point, or that alters are becoming more aware in your everyday. I had Guan Yin on the bottom of the deck then, so there's beautiful little Guan Yins coming in to wish everybody compassion and healing. Okay, so I'm just going to catch up on the chat there, sorry. One sec. I wonder who's viewing who. Yeah, it's generally the same people all around the globe. So for me, I get a lot of NSA, even here in the UK. It's glistening the sun, had wings. Oh, that's nice. Okay, cool beans. Willard, I will add you to the list. So what we didn't talk about, I don't know if Nikki's still here, but we didn't talk about her services. Does she have services? Does she have a website? I didn't notice a website. So Wizard Waker says it's helpful because the Guardian stepped up to a defensive posture and it should all resolve over time. Okay, yeah, that makes sense to me. Ruth says just posted camera phones aren't the greatest, but with naked eye, this was a surefire UFO craft I've ever seen. Okay, let's go check Ruth's channel for his post there. So that's an interesting question. We're going to save that for John Whitberg. So awesome. Okay. So one of the cool things, it had no lights, but it was glistening from the sun, definitely metallic colours. That's so cool. Okay, so next on my list, I've got Silk Cola. So let's see what she's doing well. So working with gods, goddesses, guardians. And if we get one that comes out that we've not spoken to for a while, then I'll dig deeper and get their information out. Okay. This is interesting. There's a card here that looks like somebody we know, which is so weird because I just saw a picture of somebody who's not here right now, but you might know who I mean when I bring the card up. Okay. What you're doing well, we've got the sacred marriage. So we've got Mary Magdalene coming out. Yeah. Mary Magdalene's coming out. So this is that sacred marriage of masculine, feminine energies. And when the priestesses come out, it's about that connection to your community. So Mary Magdalene, the rose lineage, working with essential oils. So sacred marriage energy. So this is what you're doing well. So think about how everything is at the moment and the balance that you're bringing into your life. So you're being praised for being in balance, being calm, being focused, and being that light in your community. As you move forward, we've got the goddess Epona, and she's bringing in earth magic. So they're asking you to be a little bit more connected into the earth, to getting outside more, especially by water. Like I feel like there's like a little forest and there's like a little stream. That's where I would love to see you in this place, and the sunlight shining in. And this is very much about the symbology of nature, of slowing things down. Yeah, getting outside and starting to see that magic that is all around us. And as we do that, we begin to feel our magic. Yeah. So if you can't see the magic that's in nature, you will never be able to appreciate the magic that's available for you. So we've kind of got two priestess cards coming in and an earth priestess card in a way. So you've got the Avalon priestess, intuitive awakening. Now, doesn't this look like call sign Seraphim? Doesn't this look like Tiffany? Don't you think? Isn't that interesting? So this is your as you move forward card. I'm just going to get a little bit of information from the book on this one. So it's freaking me out now that it looks like Tiffany. Because Christy Campbell's just put these new images out. I'm pretty sure it's Tiffany standing next to her. So the Avalon priestess, meditate, wait, and listen. Sacred initiations. Avalon priestess is one of 9 spiritually gifted women from the mystical Isle of Avalon, a place steeped in the legends of King Arthur, Morgan Le Fay, and Merlin. Avalon is a sacred feminine gateway. If you do like any of my workshops and things, I do these monthly in-person retreats. And the last one we did was actually about Morgan Le Fay, the many faces of Morgan Le Fay and her sisters. I consider Morgan Le Fay to be Lady of the Lake, but that might be an unpopular opinion. And she's also somebody that's known for basically trying to kill Merlin. So I work with them both, and she's a very interesting energy, Morgan Le Fay. Some people may call her Morgana, but I'm not sure that's the same person, to be honest. So its magical lore is threaded throughout Celtic and Druidic traditions. The priestess vibrates with the songs of the oracles, the seers, the visionaries, and prophetesses. Her presence brings the awakening of intuition, meditation, and deep listening. The sign of a person initiated by an Avalon priestess is a blue crescent moon tattoo that hovers over the third eye chakra. This represents awakened inner vision and active divine service to the goddess. So the message here is about unlocking intuitive energy, a great impact on your life, and enormous recalibration of your energy system at work. Your third eye has been blocked or damaged for eons, so be patient with this healing process. If you question is about how to proceed, the card says pause, reflect, and listen to your inner voice. Do not take action yet. There's more truth and information that needs to surface. But you're doing really, really well. This is beautiful energy. So you've got 3 powerhouse, divine feminines coming forward, yeah? So this could be, it says Epona, but the Celtic goddess Rhiannon is the horse goddess. So so you've got some beautiful energies coming in for you, Silcola. Rest and reset, connect with nature, I think. Okay, so that was for Sil. Okay. Oh, you did the marina and the beach today. Lovely. Yeah. That was a big ass shock. Yeah, Jason started to put a few shorts on his channel, so do go check out Missing Time 420. And Woo Riders, DG, hopefully these guys are going to start doing some podcasts together. because that would be awesome. Woo's news. We definitely need some Woo's news. Okay, Dan, this next one is for you. Strong swords need names. Hell yeah. I did a workshop with swords a couple of months ago, and I asked my sword for a name, and I think it said something really like Arthur or William or something really grounded, and I wrote it on my sword in runes. I phonetically spelled out its name in runes. It's free spiked watermelon day. That sounds really dodgy. Opponent is Link's horse from the Zelda. Is that the game Zelda? So this is for Dan. What does Dan need to know? Hey Joe, good morning. We've not seen you for a while. How are you? You're reading a book about the Morrigan at the moment. Yeah, the Morrigan is one of my aspects. What's that card? The Morrigan. Yes, the Morrigan. So I'm not always the Morrigan. Sometimes I'm hell. If you ask anybody close to me, they'll say, yeah, she's hell, that one. Oh, crazy. Okay. Sword in the stone. Word tones. Be careful with your words. Yes. Sword stone. Sword in the Stone Disney movie was very activating for me when I was a kid. It was one of the first times I really connected to Merlin. Watching that Disney movie, okay, which we know is all programming. So this is for Dan the man. Dan, he's just a man from a town where every day is a school day. This is going to become apparent soon when we do our show together, what I'm talking about. Dan the man from a town. Okay. Oh, okay. Sure, she's still with us. Got Mary Magdalene coming out in the praise position again, so she's still with us. So I will read a little bit more about Mary Magdalene. I mean, I do a lot of priestessing work, but I don't work that much with Mary Magdalene. I know that's bad because she's literally like the lineage of the priestesses. And okay, so you've got Sacred Marriage coming out of Mary Magdalene. I'm going to go deeper into that in a second. But you've got Maui Lisa coming back out for balance. Yeah, so not masculine, not feminine. This is a balance. Yeah, so I'll look into that in a second. And you've got Inanna saying, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. So let me just pull a few bit more information from these powerful lineup that you've got going there. So Mary Magdalene says, you are your own twin flame. Spiritual wholeness leads to new experiences. Yeah. So she's opening up a space for you to do your healing. You're a powerful spiritual teacher. So I do believe that to be true. And you guys are going to see this when Dan and I do a video together soon. Now, he's been researching and learning for a long time and knows a lot about everything. So let's see. Yeah, trust that your heart knows what it's doing. You're building a synergetic experience of true love that leads into a world of higher consciousness. And then straight after her in the book, which then, I mean, I shuffle a lot, there is Marilisa. Center your energy, seek harmony and cooperation. Now, Marilisa's come in the center position in the reading as well. A supreme being with the origins of ancient West African kingdom of Dahomey. As neither male nor female, Dahomean legend says that in the beginning of everything there was Maui Lisa, who had two faces. Maui, a woman, the female side of God, and her eyes are the moon. Lisa is the male side of God, his eyes are the sun. This androgynous deity reminds us that balance is a central principle of the universe. So visualize your energies being gathered back to you. If you're feeling scattered, if you need peace and personal balance, stabilize your energy to avoid being overwhelmed and burned out. Now, you do a lot. So yeah, I think you might need a bit of a rest and reset coming up. But do not ask for a break. My sister recently broke her foot and then she carried on walking on it for like a week. And now she's taken a break. Inanna was worshipped by the ancient Sumerians for over 3,000 years. Her journey of death and rebirth is the oldest of its kind, preceding Persephone, who literally just came out for us before, and Jesus by millennia. Earth Mother Inanna ventured through the seven gates of the underworld, removing one of her garments at each gate. Some believe that these gates present purification of her 7 chakras. When Inanna meets her angry sister, Ereshkigal, it sparks her unconscious memory, and she remembers her once forgotten sacred dreams. Inanna is killed by her sister, a symbolic release of Inanna's self-limiting beliefs. After 3 days, she returns to life as the Queen of Heaven. Inanna's 8-pointed star is linked to the planet Venus. Ooh, interesting. That's really interesting. You've got a 4-day weekend coming up. So her motto, her invocation is, I can do it. I'm worthy of creating my dreams. I can do it. Journey with me, she's saying, into the underworld of self-doubt and let go of every belief that says you're unworthy. So I can do it. Balance and set yourself up for doing it. So there's a bit of healing and balance required. Slowing down over this bank holiday weekend is going to be good. I've just remembered my son came to me last night and said, is it okay if I don't go to school tomorrow? Can you just phone in and say that I'm sick? Because really I just want to be home to do my revision for my exams. All right. So that's revising, not playing video games. No, he's pretty smart. Okay, so that was for Dan. So next on my list I've got Willard, if he's still here. Willard. So Willard, these are general messages. I'm never going to give you the answer that you're seeking because I don't have it, pal. I've got general messages. Almost a year? Wow. I had an unusual experience of I had to stop expressing immediately because I had to travel without my baby. So after like 18 months, I had to express on the plane without my baby. And that was very uncomfortable. It never came back. After 10 days, it never came back. So, Willard, this is for you. So please can we have the most appropriate message for Willard? What's going on with him right now? What's he doing well? Thank you. What does he need support with? And just a general supportive message as he moves forward. Where is he going? Okay. This is quite funny. One of my favorite gods has come out and he hardly ever comes out. And it's Omar. Watch your words, says Omar. All right, so it says Ogma. This is the god Omar. Like when you see the tree language of the sticks, that's the Ogham. Right? Some people say it's the Ogham, but it's called the Ogham. So this is the god Omar. He's saying, watch your words. So when I say make your moves in silence, this is what we're talking about. It's like I'm going to read into this from the book a bit better to get his words for you. But again, watch what you're saying, watch what you're spelling, watch what you're thinking. Okay. So this is important message, but in a way it's come out in the you're doing well card. But when Omar comes in and he's a wordsmith, it's always kind of like you can clarify more. So let me just get his wise words before I go any further. It's one of my favorites because he's like super hot. Omar. So, Omar, infuse your language with light. Your words matter. He's a Celtic warrior god of literature, eloquence, and speech. He's the champion of the Tuatha De Danann, the ancient Irish pantheon of divine beings, a lord of knowledge. He created the Ogham, the script, the earliest system of writing in Ireland. The language consists of notches and strikes traditionally cut into wood or stone. Omar is said to have conceived many languages and poetry that were imbued with rays of light. Celtic mythology describes sunshine beaming from his hair, and he's given the epithets sun-faced and strong man. Omar teaches us about the tremendous power of words and supports writers, linguists, and orators. So Omar leads you to his standing stone, etched in Ogham script, which is just like lined little things coming off it. Yeah, it's the language of the trees. He places your hand upon the rough surface and speaks to you with a light-filled voice. This is what he says. Notice the words you use about yourself, others, and the world. Spoken and written language carry energy that can shape your reality for better or worse. Your body, mind, and spirit respond to the way in which you describe yourself. If you say, for example, I'm useless, I can't do this, I'll never be any good, your cells and vibrational intelligence believe those words. They go on to create experiences that reflect them. But if you say, I'm good enough, I'm doing my best, I can succeed at this, then your energy shifts to create the truth. Your brain chemistry is influenced by what you say. Your mind is always seeking to show you evidence of what you speak about. Notice how you communicate with other people. Do your words lift them up? Before you speak or write, ask yourself if you'd like to receive these words. You have the power to shift the world with your language, so use it with care. So, my words make a positive difference. I speak from my soul, okay? So, this is, you're getting praise, but you're also getting a warning to be careful about what you're saying, okay? But it could also mean pursue creative writing or submit a manuscript. So it could be time to write down your experiences, Willard. And I have mentioned this to you in the past. It's time to write it down. It's time to document, yeah? It's time to put things into writing. And so when I get something come through, when I'm psychically tuning into things and I get a memory come in, or I get a location of something or an idea and I make those connections, Miles from Basis is the first person to say to me, document it now, document it right now. So you'll see me do a diary video, right? And I started those back in August last year because I needed a way to express what was going on with me and to feel into the stuff that I was experiencing. And a lot of it was targeting, and some of it was memories, and a lot of healing was coming as I expressed into those diary videos. So it's like a captain's log. So this is important. So he's basically a god of expression. So it's time for you to think about how you're expressing and how you're documenting, okay? As you move forward, you've got Apollo with divine messages. So again, it's about messages. It's about sharing and documenting and thinking about how you're communicating. Your overall outcome card is a DT saying expand your consciousness. So the more you think about how you're expressing what you're truly receiving and putting out there and how you're putting it out. We've got cannonball in the chat, we've got wrecking ball. Yeah, so we need to think about what we're saying before we express it. We need to think about what impact our words are having on those, and if we're communicating to the right people, first of all. Yeah, because sometimes, it's falling on deaf ears, as people say. I am deaf, I'm a deaf person, right? So I wear 2 hearing aids. Without them, I'm completely deaf now. And so you've got to make sure you've got the right audience. So, but first of all, for Willard, you're expanding your consciousness. So this is about going within. Okay, this is about going within. So I'm just going to get a DT's short message. And she is about seeing the bigger picture. The universe is opening up for you. She's mother of the endless universe, okay? A primordial Hindu goddess who appears often in the Vedas. Yeah, the earliest Hindu scriptures. Her name means limitless or boundless in Sanskrit. She's a celestial mother. She represents as a sacred cow at times, nourishing everything on the earth. So you've got this fantastic energy coming in of the Hindu goddess who is nourishing you. Yeah, she's helping you expand your consciousness. But the guys are coming in saying, watch your words. Be careful what you're communicating. Document, get it down in writing. So I hope that makes sense, Willard. I feel like I give you the same messages all the time. I really do. And I hope you're making steps to listen and do. But a couple of years ago, somebody said the same thing to me. Just sit with yourself. Just journal. Just do the meditation. Just go within. And I literally said to Felix Hyde, I cannot do that. And I couldn't do it because I was afraid to do it. I didn't know if what I was feeling or sensing or knowing made any sense. I was scared that I was very dark inside, which I can be, but I am literally from the void energy. And so that scared me. So I didn't want to expand into that. Do you know what I mean? Now I'm in balance. Now I'm crystallizing, which is fine. And so I can control myself most of the time. But you kind of heard what Draco Reed was saying on our video about me being in that supernova and him trying to get to me, and if he couldn't get to me and get me out of my supernova phase, he would literally have to start fresh, basically, reclone me and start fresh, right? Because it's uncontrollable this side. So get yourself into balance, Willard. Think about your words. Think about Oma, the tree god. Yeah, that language, that poetry, communication. Look for the art form in what you're trying to say. So we know lots of authors in our community, in the Super Soldier Experiencer community, and they've created books or they've done podcasts or whatever. So you need an outlet, yeah? So this is why, once again, I'll say, have a think about producing things on your channel. We'll come over and watch your videos, you know, we'll have a look and see, no problem. It doesn't have to be live. You don't have to do lives like I do. It's taken me a long time to get to a comfortable position to do lives. I used to never be on camera years ago, and then I started doing Facebook lives, Instagram live sales and things like that, before I even thought about doing card readings or, you know, talking to people like I do. So yeah, so that's for Willard. Sorry, it's a bit of a rant. I'm going to do the bells in a second because my head is getting sore. So disconnecting from everybody's energy, thank you. Take a deep breath. Why are we still talking about that when he's not in the chat? Wildman's not here. Oh, you've got a super Karen who's bipolar. Oh, that's quite funny. Well, bless her heart. Okay, guys, did anybody else want a card reading that I've not written down? Because that's all I've got on my list. It's 6:45 a.m. I am Anchorhaven. This is the Mystical Wellness Channel. I'm in the United Kingdom, in the northwest of England, in the Liverpool City region, and it's a grey, stormy looking clouds today. Rachel Kyle says, I'm only new to this channel. 3 today. Can I ask what inside joke on farts is, please? Well, last night we had Sovereign Cosmic Wildman in the chat, and he's all about farting. He comes in, he says fart hard, and he makes jokes about farts, and so that's where most of the fart jokes come from. But I can see that these guys are talking about cheese, so there you go. I don't know. Yeah, so they're just so yes, so we do have a few weird random jokes, so yeah, feel free to ask what everyone's on about because they're a bit nuts at times. So Cola's saying she wants to adopt Maisie, but you're on the other side of the country. You're up in New Jersey, and Woo's down like in Florida or somewhere. Wow. Okay, so baby steps is done. That's great. Okay, can I have a card from the Breakaway deck? Joe, are you sure? Breakaway deck is going into the printers today, hopefully. Justy, I've missed a message there, Justy. Let me try and find. I do. You want it? So Justy says, I want a reading, but it's not for me, for my friend's husband. So what kind of reading are we doing for them? Because I'd need to tune into their higher self to get permission. So okay, I'm going to do Joe first, and then Justy, you can put another message in to clarify what we're doing there. Okay, so I'm going to do a bit of both. So because I'm still working with the tune-in energies for the Breakaway, and the Breakaway deck is messing with me and teleported itself yesterday. I came back a couple of hours later under my chest. I was just like, okay. So you've got a situation. Joe, are you sure? So the Breakaway deck, it's going to have a different back on it. These are my samples. This is the Breakaway deck by Anchorhaven. Okay, so this is all about SSP. It's about off-world stuff as well. It's about limitations in your life. It's about targeting and healing and possible solutions. That's the Breakaway deck, okay? So I've designed this deck to support the readings that I do for people who are experiencers. And it may or may not give useful answers, but this is actually a modality in a box. So it's not just about divination, it's about remembrance. So you can work with the designs that I've created to help jog your memory. You can work with the designs to go into meditation. There's also an aspect of it that you can do that's dowsing. There's an aspect of it that you can do. It's just about education. So you can just learn more about the topic. So it's like a multi-layered modality in a box, which hopefully will make sense for people. So this is the initial sample copy that I'm working with. And this is for Joe, please. So there's also going to be a downloadable guidebook, because it's not a book in the box. There's a downloadable PDF to work with, and some charts and things will be available, along with a meditation that you can listen to my voice to get an activation when you work with the deck. And there will also be an extended guidebook. So if you're not into cards but you like the idea of it, you can buy the guidebook instead, basically. But I haven't finished that yet. So this was a collaboration between me and John McBurg. So yeah, so he basically consulted on the deck. So it's my work that he consulted. And this is for Joe. That's quite interesting. So I don't know if I've done that many readings for you, Joe, on your Super Soldier stuff. Yeah, you can pre-order it at breakawayoracle.com. It should be released in the next month. It takes 2 to 3 weeks to get printed, you see, and then postage and everything. So I'm hoping to have copies available to take with me to the Basis Conference, which is the 19th to the 21st of June. So I should hopefully have it by then to be able to start printing it out. Posting it out. But postage from the UK is not the cheapest. That's the only problem. Okay. So what I've done is I've pulled a couple of the goddess cards to get a message. So the first message you've got is Hod. So this is the blind god who is Loki's brother. So Loki basically killed his brother with the mistletoe. But his message is tell the truth. So there's an aspect of whatever's going on with you now where maybe you don't feel that your truth is being heard. So there's a communication targeting in a way. So just stand by your truth. Just know that what you're saying is real and true. And it's not always going to be understood, especially when we get into this weird kind of world that we're in with the special access programs, the super soldiers or abductions or ETs. There are people that can't hear you, and they're just not on the right vibration to hear you. So like I've got 2 sisters who tolerate the work that I do, but they don't hear me, right? One of them, who's really religious, she's also a truther in her own way. So we're starting to get back into like a similar wavelength now with things. We had a great conversation yesterday. But yeah, so stick with your truth. Know that you might not fully be seen for who you are, and that's okay. Because like I was saying to Willard, you've got to be in the right space, you've got to be with the right people to fully be understood and heard and seen, and that's okay. You've got the god Leah coming out, and this is like a Hawaiian god, I think, saying stand your ground. And I've got a similar message coming from the Breakaway as well. So stand your ground, know your truth, okay? The Breakaway storm card is coming out. So this is you stepping into your sovereignty. So when we work with storm energy, which you can think of as clear quartz energy away, you're bringing together, that grounded focus of where you are now with your earth energy, that air energy, that truth, that communication, that fire. So you're going through something at the moment, and it might continue for a little bit, but you're going to stand strong. You've got that water energy. If your emotions might be heightened while this is going on, when we bring all of that together, you become the storm, a force to be reckoned with. So no matter what's going on, just know that you've got the power to get through this, that it will make you stronger, and that you'll be able to express your truth in a stronger way. So that's one of the first messages that's coming out, and this is backed up by the shadow strength. So strength in the darkness. So this shadow work coming up, which is an opportunity for you to look into your heart, to look into that connection of, so we've got our heart center, and then you've got your higher heart, which is the emotional processing center. So right now there's quite a bit of emotions and information that are stuck here waiting to be expressed, and that's going to get easier. So you can activate the thymus, do the thymus thump, which is that vestigial organ, which will start to get things kind of like reset your nervous system in a way. Okay, but you are being given an opportunity to stand in your power. Now, on the SSP side of things, I'm getting confirmation that yes, you do have alters. Okay, so this has come back out. So the mind fracture alters are there. The DID, dissociative identity disorder. Not everybody identifies as that, but that's kind of what it means, is that you're mind fractured. You've got alters. You've got personalities. Because of that, you've got potential memory loss. But this could be some mind wipes if you're in the program. Okay, so it might not be alters coming out. It could just be you're getting mind wiped constantly, especially if you're active in these programs. They are constantly mind wiping you, right? That's just what happens. So I find I get mind wiped on a regular basis, and I've noticed patterns of 3 months as well, especially with my research. And then I'll start talking to a friend about something, and they'll say, we spoke about this 3 months ago. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'll find a video from 3 months earlier when I think this is brand new. Oh, no, it's not. I'm in the chat 3 months ago, right? So there's a cycle of every 3 months I get a major mind wipe, right? And then 3 months after that, I start to remember I had a mind wipe. So yeah, so it's really, so you've got that coming in. I'm also getting confirmation that this is the occult card. So this is esoteric skills and dark forces. So some of us in the programs are so powerful psychics that we get used for slightly darker work. Now, it doesn't mean that you're like Olivia James or myself, who is used for hosting, but there may be an aspect of an alter of you that has been used to do something like that, or you've experienced a ritualistic kind of thing at some point in some version of you, in some reality. Does that make sense? So I don't want to go too much into it because I haven't fully written this for the guidebook yet, but just know that this is actually a job. This is a job in the programs. Yeah, being like an occult worker is actually a job just as much as super soldier or combat medic or honeypot. This is a job, right? This is where the card goes. It's that your skills are so powerful and deep and psionic that you get used for dark work at times. Yeah. So it's not something to be afraid of. You're literally used for that because you're not afraid of that kind of stuff, right? So that makes you an absolute freaking badass, right? John Whitby talks about he's got an alter who is just a temple priest off planet, who's naked all the time and just covered in magical sigils and is used in rituals. That's a bit weird. I've got memories of being used in rituals. I did with another deck. Okay, so that would have been the Misha Johnson Experiencer deck, the purple deck. Mine's slightly different. Hers goes more into ETs. Mine doesn't, not really go into ETs at all. Okay, so yeah, you should wear glasses when I do. It's fine. Okay. You got hardly no memory, says Joe. Okay, that makes sense. You're used to rituals. Okay, cool. So yeah, so that's definitely something that's going to fall into the shadow healing mode. So when you start to acknowledge that you are used in the darker aspects of things, you're going to get those emotions coming in, and the inner child and everything is going to want to be nurtured and healing. But when we do the shadow strength, we're shining a light into the darkness. Yeah, when I do shadow work in my groups, all of my stuff is called Anchored in Shadow Strength when I do shadow work. And this is what my presentations are about at the next 2 conferences as well. Anchored in Shadow Strength, Whispers of Remembrance, or Introduction to the Programs. It's about healing. So everything I do with the SSP, with these cards, is all about healing your journey. It's never like saying, oh, like, this is who I was and this is so amazing. It's about, okay, this is who I was and this is how it's impacted me in all versions of me, and it's all about healing. Okay, so if there was rituals and sacred work or occult work done, then you know that there's a deep down level of you that needs to be nurtured right now. You love doing shadow work, that's great. And yeah, so we need to shine that light, because in the darkness are deeper strengths. I call them diamonds in the dark, right? So when I do shadow work with my groups, we work with Guan Yin, we work with light goddesses. I don't work with dark goddesses to do my shadow healing. I'll work with darker goddesses if I'm going deep into the underworld for memory retrieval or whatever. When I do healing, I work with the lightest of the light. I work with White Tara. I work with Grandmother Spider Woman, she who created the stars and weaves the web of the universe, Jason's saying we don't need no education, we don't need no mind control. Yeah, damn right. So yeah, so this is for you, Joe. So you've got a phase of healing coming in. That's all it is. And it's going to help you refine your truth. Okay, so just know that not everybody is going to say that what you're saying is true or right, but that's not their truth. Okay, this is your truth. And at the end of the day, you're standing in your sovereignty. Okay, you are really strong. And it might not feel like it right now, but by the time you come out the other side of your shadow healing, you will be, that powerful priestess energy, that powerful light warrior. That's who's coming forward. Okay. So when we acknowledge the darker side of the SSP and the special access programs, we're basically saying, I see that shadow and I'm going to shine my light and I'm going to heal that and I'm going to discover, what does that mean? What's my heart trying to tell me right now? So there's emotions there. What are these emotions? Is it guilt? Is it fear? Okay, I see you, guilt and fear, and I love you, and I'm going to lift and release you out my body so that you can dissolve in the light. So I'm going to acknowledge you're there. I'm going to give you just enough energy to pass through my body. Okay, so in that way we're honoring the energy, but we're not reliving the trauma. Okay, that's the kind of quantum work that I do. So we're acknowledging it, that it's part of our journey, it's part of our story. I don't need to relive that. I've already been through it. I don't need to dredge it back up and re-feel that trauma. So a few months back, somebody was handled to say a person's name to me repeatedly. And when I looked into that person, I discovered that when I heard their voice, I went into complete panic attack and overwhelm. And it brought back something from the programs that was more occult. And I was used in rituals and I had sigils on my body. And it was awful. Because I had that memory and I could feel what that felt like at the time. So, but it actually opened up something else in my mind. It opened up a whole other experience that somebody else was able to tune into and say, hang on, I see you and I remember you now. But that information wasn't there before. So it's like we're opening up Pandora's box in a way, or we're opening up one of those Chinese boxes. And it's like, each thing somebody says will unlock another piece and another piece. So you're becoming more whole. And I hope that makes sense. And I didn't just like mess up your mind. So grounded, get nurtured, get protected, because there's a small period of healing that's coming in. But as you come through the other side, you'll be very strong. That's the main message. Can I just have, yeah. And you're supported with soul family. Yeah, you're in the right place. Okay. We're talking about Men in Black in the chat. I'm talking about Will Smith, Bad Boys movie. What's going on? You like the necklace? Oh, yeah. Well, I've been getting a lot of targeting from a particular podcaster. She who shall not be named. So there we go, bringing in protection. So it's good that you love doing shadow work, and it could be that you're going to be helping other people do their shadow work. Yeah, so we go through these things for a reason. What an interesting contrast it would be if all of the negative mind control systems were shut off all at once. I thought you were going to say if all of the negative mind control systems were used to send out a positive broadcast. That's what I thought you were going to say then. Like, because they could literally use like the J SEALs to reprogram everybody in one go if they wanted to. Everybody's hooked into the grid, right? If they wanted to do that, they could. You're welcome, Joe. You're welcome. So yeah, take what resonates, leave the rest. When I do sessions with like Sean Bond or Christy or Soma or whoever, I go back to it after a certain point in time, because there'll be things that I've dismissed in that moment, or I didn't fully hear, or I wasn't ready to dig into. So when I do sessions with people, I listen to them at least 4 times at different intervals, and I learn something new every time. Yeah, so just because something doesn't make sense right now doesn't mean it won't make sense in the future. And things like that. So it's important to, especially if you're paying loads of money for things, that you go back and you get your money's worth and you see it as a training tool and that kind of thing. Okay, so we're talking about Will Smith and Martin Lawrence in the chat. Now this is for Justy. Let me just try and catch up on the message. So are you saying that that person has that illness? And you want to know how to support them? Patience comes to mind. Let me just see if we're okay to dig into this. Okay, I'm not getting permission from their higher self to look into their energies directly, but I can look into your energy about how you can support that person. You know, what can you do to be that guiding light for them, basically? It'd be different if I knew that person, and then I'd have a better connection to their higher self, and I'd probably get access. But it's always better to work with the consent. Okay, so this is for Justy, who's in a situation. Yeah, there's a very simple message here, and it's tell the truth. So Hod is coming back out, tell the truth, and sweet success is coming in from Ocean. So I'm going to dig deeper into this, but basically, they wouldn't appreciate people putting on falsities at this point in time. Do you know what I mean? They want to have real connections, and they don't want people not telling them the truth of the situation. That's how it is. So don't sugarcoat things. Yeah, just be yourself. Does that make sense? So there's going to be success coming into that relationship. Let me just get a message from Hod and see if this is appropriate or not. So it's a bit of a tricky one. But being true to your feelings, you know. So let's see. Yeah, sticking your head in the sand only works for so long. The truth always surfaces somehow. Face up to reality and access the energy and support you need. So what's important for that person at this point in time is that everybody's real with them. Yeah, that they're not like, you know, trying to hide them from the pain or whatever, because they know exactly what's going on. They know the truth of the situation. Well, I've got to come back to that. Okay, so denial is a defensive state in which you refuse to accept the truth. So he does actually come in to support recovery, crisis and trauma. He'll sit with you patiently in your darkest moments, never rushing you to heal. Hod will guide your words and actions in any situation where truth is needed. So this is actually the perfect deity that's come forward, because you're in a difficult situation where it's tempting to say to that person, you look great, you're fine, it's okay. My mum actually passed away from cancer. So, you know, and you're always tempted to say, and they know they don't look good, and they know they're not fine, and, you know, they know what's really going on. And what they want in those moments is people just to be real. Just be real with them, yeah? So Ocean says sweet success. So let's just get a message from Ocean. There's the freaking songs in my head now. Sorry, Jason. Giving birth to your own prosperity, family leadership. Okay, so let me just find the message here. Okay, so Ocean is the mother of the Nigerian Yoruba people. Her name means the source. So she's the source energy, okay? An Orisha, spiritual protector sent by the Supreme Creator, Oludumare. This beloved goddess holds keys to fertility, success, and prosperity. The patron saint of the Ocean River, and her colours are yellow and amber. Some of her symbols are brass bracelets, honey, peacock sparks. So this is basically about you've been working hard for a long time. She's been watching. She sees your efforts and knows what it takes to countless demands. And you are a sacred creator. Time has come for your creations to be birthed with ease, just as I gave birth to the first people on earth. Release thoughts of lack into ocean's flowing waters. It's important to do this as the universe is moving you into positions of leadership. Allow yourself to be richly resourced. Old beliefs are being washed away. Wealth in all forms flows to you. Claim your presence and lead with love. So she's coming in as a creator being, saying it's okay. Yeah, just be real, be true, because everything is working in accordance with divine plan. So just as we are vulnerable in those moments of birth And in that passing as well, she's coming in. She's representing source. She's bringing in that flow of energy. So yeah, it may be time soon for her to come in. It may be time for that golden light energy to take his essence to that next phase of his life. That might be what's going to happen. But don't sugarcoat things. Make sure that there's that truth and authenticity in potentially final moments of passing. Yeah. So I hope that makes sense. I don't really do that kind of work where we are like the midwife for the end of life. Do you know what I mean? I don't do that kind of work. The psychopomp, I do and I don't. But I am a Valkyrie, but I do it in a very different way. I don't have the tact to do it in the real world. I do it in the astral world, that kind of thing. But yeah, so I think it's important that whatever you do with that person going forward, you're just real, you're just true, you're just their friend. Do you know what I mean? Now, this is a story about a time. It's a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air coming into my mind, Jason. Why would you do that to me? When all my life turned upside down, and take a minute, just sit right here. Tell you about a time when I became the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So, okay. So, Rachel's saying about her mum passing. She's still attached to your umbilical cord from your left hip. You've reversed roles. That's interesting. Do you think she's coming in as a guide? I don't know, Rachel. You might need to have a private session with somebody for that kind of thing, because that's quite deep, isn't it? Because we still have cords attached to everybody. Is she still attached to Rachel? Is she a guide energy? So I feel like there is a connection, but I feel like she's coming in as a guide, and that does happen. But you might want to connect in with somebody who does the more angelic side of things to get that kind of message, I think. I have no filter, right? So I'm not the best for spirit messages, because if a spirit comes in and says, you fuck, but I'll literally just say it. I don't filter. Jason's excited for the Backrooms movie next week, and it's about clones. Oh, that's good. Good night, Kat. I hope you had a special day. Yeah. Oh, how amazing. Okay. Just catching up on the chat, guys. I will be finishing off soon. So my face is getting tired here. Okay. Oh, the Backrooms movie shows a triangle craft. Interesting. Okay, Justy says, yeah. Yeah, you just need to be a friend, be real, be that person that they can say, oh, I'm so glad you're in the room, because everybody else keeps telling me I look freaking amazing when I know I do not. Yeah, just be the normal person, yeah, around them. Oh no, the Gemini man is about clones. Okay, sorry. Okay, guys. Ooh. Okay, so today for me is, you've got cheek bone pressure as well. You're feeling that too? Wizard Rick, is you and I, two peas in a pod. We really are. We're super in sync sometimes. It's funny. Yeah. Busy mates. So, so today is Wednesday, and I'm going to be interviewed by Michael Koff on riding through the unknown. I think he's putting me on, not the energy that surrounds us, it's riding through the unknown. So we know it's a little bit more super soldiery when he does riding through the unknown. Get a bit weirder when he does the energy that surrounds us. I think that's his more healing focused podcast title. Oh no, but yeah, so I think I'm it's my midnight, so I think it's 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central, but I may be wrong. I'll put a post out. He has already put a promo on his channel about it, so we can do a live Q&A hopefully as well. So that's going to be on Michael Koff's channel. Cheeky, yeah. And at least it's a bit earlier this time. Last time it was 3 a.m. Now Michael Koff has got a great interview on his channel a couple of hours before I do mine, so please go check that out. He's got some really heavy hitters. I think Brad Olson might be there. Jason, can you just check that out what's that interview that Michael Koff is doing a couple of hours before my video? There's 3 powerhouse guys on there. Can't think who they are because it's not. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying there, Rachel. But you never know. She could have already gone and come back as your guide. So yeah, just see how you feel about that. Yeah. Oh, it's Brad Olson, Tony, Alex Collier. Who's Tony? Is Tony Rodriguez? Is it? So that is going to be a great interview. So guys, do check that out on Michael Koff's channel. It's a couple of hours before I do mine with Michael, so I'm going to try and watch that so that me and Mike can talk about it as well, and see if there's anything that came up. So that's going to be a really cool channel. So please do go follow Michael Koff, K-O-P-F for Foxtrot. And then me and Mike are also doing a Saturday interview series, which is it's the start of a new segment that I've set up, and it's for SSP experiencers who are new at expressing their journey. So people who maybe don't have the confidence to do their own podcast interview, because I don't like doing an interview, I don't like being interviewed. So this is going to be a panel discussion on Saturday. I'm still setting up the time, but it should be Saturday evening, Eastern time or Central time. And I've got a couple of guests lined up. So Michael Koff and I are going to be co-hosting an SSP experiencer panel discussion for people who are newly expressing, yeah? Not for people who've been out for 20 years or 10 years or whatever. But we might get people on from time to time to bring in that perspective as well. But I'm primarily looking for people who are new and who are ready to start expressing. Maybe you've had your memories for 10, 15 years, but you don't have the confidence yet to do that breakout video. That's what this is going to be about. So James the Wizard Wickus is going to be a guest. Tiffany from Call Sign Seraphine should be a guest as well. And I'm waiting on 2 more people to confirm. So it's just going to be a small group of 5 or 6 of us maximum. And then we're going to record it, and then I'll premiere it afterwards, or whenever we think is good. So yeah, so it's just going to be a discussion, you know, where we can bounce off each other or talk about weird experiences and get clarity from each other. So primarily it's for people who have not already done much podcasting to start to build the confidence to put yourself out there. Okay. So I'm not going to have on, you know, like Drago Reed's. This is not the kind of show for Drago Reed. Like, he can do his own podcast. It's for people who are like thinking, okay, I'm ready now. I think I'm ready to start putting myself out there, to start building my brand perhaps a little bit, or maybe I'm just looking for a video that I can put on my channel. So it's that kind of energy where I'm looking into people who maybe need that confidence to come forward, right? Do you know what I mean? Because it's not easy. So when I was first coming forward, Christy Campbell invited me onto a show with her and Jane Celia Hatch. Yeah, so I did a group show on Typical Skeptic, and that was the first thing I did. So I wasn't talking all the time. I got to build my confidence, and then after that, like a month later, I did a one-on-one show with Rob. Right, but again, you'll notice I don't do full-on talking about me shows. I do a bit about me, about what I've been going through lately, what updates I've been finding, and then I do readings, right? So I always split it up if I can. Michael Koff is the only person that I've done but even then, we did about movies, right? So Mike and I are both into movies. We're movie nuts, like Jason. And so we'll probably talk a bit about movies disclosure again tonight, hopefully. Where do you find the time? I don't sleep. I sleep for about 3 hours. I do meditation in the middle of the day, and I sleep for about 3 hours in the night. So when we finished that show with Nikki, I was still awake for another hour. Then I slept for a couple of hours, 2 maybe hours. Then I spoke to a friend for a while. Then I came on my live. But after this, in about 3 or 4 hours, I'll go into meditation for 2 hours, and then I'll be refreshed. Right, and that's how I feel. So I don't sleep in the same way. I do more meditation than sleeping, and that refreshes my energy because I get very, very deep, but I can still get visuals coming in. My first initial time was when Rob had a live call in, I think, for a New Year's party. Oh yeah, Nathan Fox is going to be joining us as well. So Nathan's done a couple of phone-ins, I think, on Typical Skeptic. Nathan and I have done 2 videos together, so he's got his own playlist now on my channel. So people who are looking to build their confidence in their voice, you know, and expressing their testimony. James, when did you find Rob, says Silcola? Rob doesn't know how important he is. He brings everybody together. I've got the Dryad coming out saying protect your energy. I'm going to reach out to the Dryad soon and get her back on. I have done a couple of videos with Erin, or maybe I've just done one video with Erin, but the Dryad keeps coming into my awareness. So if you check my videos, just type in the Dryad and she'll come up. And it's an actual person here in the UK. Maybe 2 years ago. Time gets so wonky for me. Yeah, but you're a lot more active now than I remember you being last year. You're definitely more active this year, I think, online. I don't remember seeing you as much last year. But I was a lurker for quite a while on Typical Skeptic. So shout out to the lurkers. Yep, Earth energy, Earth magic. So we've got a lot of elemental energies coming in right now. So we're going to finish on that one. Oh, good. I wish I found you all earlier. I'm the same as Rachel. I get 2 hours in the afternoon, 2 to 3 hours around 12 a.m. I hardly eat either the last 3 years. Weird. No, that's not weird. You're crystallizing. That's great. So you're doing your natural ascension. That's what we're meant to do. So eating less and less is quite normal. Once you start to crystallize your hair, your bones, your teeth, your organs will start to crystallize as well. That's you're ascending. You're becoming a higher being. I'm at that all-in point now. Rip the band-aid off. Yeah, Rob is fab. Learned so much in the last 12 months. Yeah, he's got a great mixture of people coming on. He tries to stay neutral. Not everybody likes that. Somebody emailed me and said they're kind of glad that I vet my guests and whatever. It's not that I vet my guests. I just only reach out to people that I'm drawn to, right? So do you know what I mean? Or that I think have got a great message right now, or whatever. So it might be that I did, a video with somebody 12 months ago, and I'm suddenly thinking, oh, maybe I should get them back on, or they pop into my awareness. So I just go with who's in my awareness right now. Generally, and there's some people that you'll see me always working with. I love working with John Whitberg. Absolutely love working with John Whitberg, because he like Nikki was saying about the eidetic memory. I do believe John Whitberg has got an eidetic memory as well, and he's only touched like not even 5% of his memory recall. There's a lot more there to tap into. You just got to ask the right questions. That's why I keep working with John Whitberg. I'm hoping I'm gonna like memory mine with him. So yeah, we still need to do our part 2 in the Sacred Site series as well, but we've both kind of gone on to different projects right now, and then we were collaborating on the Breakaway cards for a while. So and he started his USAPs in Cinema series, which I love. Yeah, I think we can learn a lot from the USAPs in Cinema series. So do check out the John Whitberg. So I love working with John. I love working with particular people for my own personal development. So some of the videos on my channel are my story, basically. So if you check my Anchorhaven Origins playlist, when you find like Christy Campbell or Sean Bond or Soma Arar or David Purcell or Drago Reed, some of that's in my playlist because it's my personal information that's coming out as well. Thanks for that confirmation. You're the first to do that. I'm not as weird as I thought. No, you're awakened. Yeah, we do naturally start to eat less and less. The Lemurians, it was a choice if they wanted to eat real food or not. They would just eat light. That's what we're doing. So we eat light. That's why they want to try and block us from the sun. So the sun is our natural food source. Yeah, and the more we get into like 5D and that kind of thing, we eat more and more light. That's what the light codes are, really. They're food. Things started to open up quickly for me in 2019. Ever since, the synchronicities have been off the charts. Yeah. Yep. So I go through phases of getting light downloads come in, sacred geometry upgrades will come in. I've not had that for a while. I need to spend more time out in the sun. I'm trying eating better. That's good. Yeah, more active. Yeah, so it's like on your ascension journey, you naturally start to gravitate away from certain things. Like there's a lot of us that just don't drink alcohol anymore. And it's not that we're against alcohol. We just don't, because we've found, well, I don't really need to do that now. It doesn't really interest me anymore. I'd rather get any highs I get off my crystal work. by Jove, you can have experiences working with crystals. So I'm a crystal master therapist, and I've been to other galaxies off a crystal layout. I'm not joking. It's been insane. Yeah, so you start to naturally gravitate away from meat and stuff like that. I love meat. My body is a carnivore. My being is not. My being doesn't want to eat meat, but my body does. And when I don't, I feel awful. So I do have meat in my diet, not as much as I used to. I like when I was a kid, because I was born in 75, so I'm Gen X. We would have like meat on a Sunday. You'd have that roast dinner on a Sunday, and the rest of the week you wouldn't eat that much meat. You know, you'd have a small amount of meat on your plate, like a small amount, and the rest would be vegetables. Does everybody remember this, right? And you know, you'd even have some things, some meals where there was no meat at all, and that was really normal because the meat was for Sundays. That was the big dinner when everyone got together. Goodness says I'm a savage vegan. And Gen X also, yeah. So you naturally start to gravitate towards certain things. The more you go on your spiritual journey, you get more earthy. You know, you get more into certain things, and that's just a natural progression. So nothing against people who love to have their bottle of wine every night or their case of beer or whatever. I've been through those phases as well. Matty West, how are you? Matty West, please check out my recent posts and let me know if you're interested to come on a show, like a group show for new experiences to share. It'll be recorded, it won't be live. Missing Time says, I like cheese too much to go vegan. Yeah, I don't eat a lot of dairy because I'm asthmatic, and it gives me migraines as well, and I get a lot of mucus, and you know, I've got issues with my throat, so you'll see me coughing all the time. I don't need that bottle, says Good Nice. Oh, we've got a hold. Why did that? Oh dear, that got held. I love lamb's liver. Many people hate it. Yeah, liver is not. Liver and onions. Most people don't like liver. Sometimes there's a ready meal that you can get, which is liver, onion gravy, and mashed potato, and it's like a microwave fresh meal. Every now and then I buy that. When I'm feeling really low on energy, then I will buy the liver. Yeah, check it out. So there's going to be one this Saturday, but I'm going to do it like a couple of times a month, hopefully, with different people. And me and Michael Koff are hosting this SSP Experiencer group, primarily for new people to get their first videos going, build their confidence, that kind of thing. Yeah, still saying my family wouldn't understand or be open to any of this. I get told to go to church. You need Jesus. Yeah. But when I mentioned that you need Jesus statement to my sister Pauline, who's like a God botherer big time, she's like, yes, everybody needs Jesus. Oh, they'll get so much benefit from that. And I was just like, oh God, she doesn't get it. So yes, microwave ovens are very bad. They destroy the food value. Okay, thank you. I still use my microwave. I've not veered away from that yet. So I'm a nuclear reactor just by myself. I am a nuclear reactor. We've got Nematona saying safe space. Our safe space is in nature. So find that safe space for yourself. Find a tree, adopt a tree, create that sacred space in your home as well. Rachel says, I'm first to admit I've never really looked after myself, food or exercise, but I never get sick. Go figure. When I do get something physical, it's usually weird and I can get rid of it myself. That sounds healthy. That sounds good. Yeah. Go find Jesus, is Scylla saying. That's really funny. Well, bless your heart. I know that's rude. Sorry, I'm working on my American accent. So I've got people sending me phrases to practice with. So yeah, let me know if you've got a good phrase. Beautiful. Yeah. And my Aussie accent's pretty bad as well. But I'm trying to get a nice Southern American accent. ET visitors frown down on people they visit and don't care of themselves without asking about their lifestyle. They know their habits. I'm not sure what I think. I'm not sure. I can't process that. It's too many words. You should really, really not care about me. It's coming along. Yes, it's like I don't have that many vices. I've got my Pepsi and I've got my Haribo, and that's about it, right? So I don't smoke, I don't drink. I should exercise more than I do, but I'm still recovering from this foot surgery, so I'm still trying to walk. I can walk now, but when I stand for very long, I still get a lot of issues. So yes, I'm a lot heavier than I would like to be right now. So I'm still working on that, but I do try and take care of my sacred vessel, my body. I try and listen to my body, which is something that I've been trying to do more for the last year. James says there was a study where they watered plants with regular tap water and water that was microwaved and cooled. The plants that were watered with the microwave water died. Oh. There's this discussion that came up on another channel as well. I think it was Sandy Diva's channel. And like 12 hours earlier, I'd had the same discussion with my sister about living water. So it's mentioned in the Bible about living water. And this water has its own consciousness and memory, so we can work with water obviously, and we can program it and reiki it and all that kind of stuff. So yes, I see what you mean about we're microwaving it and killing the water basically, so it's got no benefits to it. Rachel's saying, so lucky with no family. I've been free to do my mission since day dot without interference from parents, family, husbands. Honestly, it's like Draco Reed was saying on that interview we did the other day about handlers around you. And yes, when I realized that I was surrounded by handlers, it took me a long time to realize that everyone around me was a handler and that they were being targeted just as much as I was, right? And but I had someone in my life, more than one person, but I had the main person in my life who was really trying to limit me. Like, I want to do something, they put blocks on how we went, where we went, when we went, why, and all that kind of stuff. Everything I wanted to do, they try and shut it down. And it took me ages to realize that my life was handled. It really took me the longest time. I'm such a moron. Right? And but once I realized, boom, shakalaka, I totally, like, I see it now. I see it all now, but I also see that that person was handled just as much as I was to target me. They were being used as an asset just as much as I was, in a way. Yeah. Okay, so sin sticks. What? If you think I get messed up now, oh boy, yeah. Jason, I don't think you get messed up. Tennis by Jordan. Hello. Random question, but do you think Michael Jackson was involved in any program or Montauk? I think I might have asked this of John Whitberg. Was Michael Jackson an asset? And I think he was. I don't know if they ever saw him in Montauk. But I think he has been seen off planet. Did you guys see on Instagram? Somebody did a video of a man on a bus in Asia or somewhere, and it's clearly an old Michael Jackson, right? And so people are saying, is this AI? I mean, what if it's not? What if it was Michael Jackson with the weird nose and everything, But yeah, think of it as Hollywood. Everybody is an asset. Everybody. Yeah, the only people who are not assets generally are the people who are aging naturally, the people who are not as successful, the people who have had some kind of drama in the media. They're probably not the assets because they wouldn't comply. Okay, anyone who's successful, who's definitely been taking some kind of weird skinny thing that now makes them look like a zombie, they're all assets. Yeah, all used in the programs. And John said to me a while back that generally everybody you know in Hollywood is already a clone. So it's not like, oh my God, this person's been replaced. The person you know is already the clone. Yeah, the true version of them is probably off planet or in a dump somewhere or whatever. Joe is saying, if I can't drink coffee. Yeah, your body hates Coke or coffee. Your body hates that. Yeah. Well, that's a good thing, I guess. Have you tried cacao? James is saying water has memory, so think about when they make a water tower into a cell tower and all that's being beamed into. I've not heard of that before. Have you guys heard of that? Jason's saying, I've mostly cooked caffeine. Jason lives on plant medicine. Good, nice. I want an attractive woman to be my handler. Yeah. Okay. Handlers don't know they are handlers most of the time. That's so true. Yeah. So we've all been used as handlers at some point. I know I've got clones who are literally created and programmed to be handlers because I've literally seen into a couple. I thought, shit, what is this? What is this? Get out. An attractive woman may honeypot me if they want, says Missing Time 420. Yeah, once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's so true, Justy. That's so true. Yeah. Kelly Osbourne is almost unrecognisable now. There's so many. Look at Demi Moore. Look at Demi Moore. Right? So you can do everything, but you can't do hands. Okay, I'm 50. I've got eczema all over my body. You can see this in my hands, right? Okay, these are not young looking hands. My hands were aged when I was little because I was on loads of experimental creams for my eczema when I was young. And then if you're in the programs, you're aged and de-aged, and that ages your body internally. So like the insides of my body are like 150 years old or something. Goodness is saying yikes about Kelly. Yeah. Oh my word. So people who are taking those injections, did they have a choice? Were they just being experimented on? And some of them just look like skeletons now, walking skeletons. So, shout out and, hats off to all the people who are trying to age naturally. You know, we've got to respect those people, because it's not just that they didn't take the injections, it's that they stood up for what they believed in. Their moral compass is still intact, basically. They're the people who we should be listening to in Hollywood. Have you heard of the Ringing Cedars of Russia? No. It's a series of books. It's fascinating. Oh, tell us more. Tell us more. Yeah. So yeah, Hollywood is just a horrible place. Katie Price. Yeah. I don't pay too much attention to UK people at all. And Katie Price is a British one, isn't she? Who's had so much plastic surgery. Oh my word. Something ain't right in Tinseltown. Matty West says, yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, that's fascinating. Can I read that out or not? I don't know why I feel like I shouldn't read it out. Do you know what I mean? Oh, 24/7. Good to see you. It's been a while, pal. Been stressing out over the Stratos data center lately. Lost my dog, Anna Perenna, recently too. How have you guys been? We're okay. We're hanging in there. We are. We're hanging in there. Ups and downs over here. So I've been doing these early morning lives. I try and do at least 5 days a week if I can, like midnight Eastern, which is like my 5 a.m. So I'm coming on online around between midnight and 1 o'clock Eastern, and we stay on for about a couple of hours. We do some calls, we talk about what's going on in the world. Nathan Fox says those actresses took the bog pill to look like the Bogdanov brothers. Ooh, I don't know what that means, but I will find out. So when I was a teenager, so because I used to have a prescription for retinol before it was popular, and I think it was called something different at the time. Yeah. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on in Hollywood. So yeah. So I wouldn't be listening to anybody unless they look human. Right? I'm 50. This is it. This is as good as it gets. I do not wear makeup. I do not have a filter. This is it. I don't apologize for how I look at 7 a.m. in the morning. This is it, guys. As good as it gets at 7 a.m. I could moisturize more. Okay. So all SS people seem to age very well, I have to say. On the outside, but internally, not so much. We're all busted and broken and on disability and things like that. You'll find that a lot on people's channels when they've all got something. Like I've got osteoarthritis. I had to have my ankle and my foot reconstructed last year. So that's what I've been recovering from. It's taken me longer than I expected to be able to walk properly, to do stairs and things like that. It's taken me a lot longer. My sister's broken her foot last week, so we're talking a lot about what it was like for me to be kind of alone in that recovery, as a single parent and stuff. So I can like I was one-legged for quite a few months. Jason says he's an old fart. Jason, you're one of the youngest people in the chat, I imagine. You really are. So you're a young whippersnapper. So a lot of SSP people coming forward are kind of older generation who've not been public with their memories. So I'm trying to create a platform for people to come forward now and not be worried about sharing. Matty West says, I'm 31. Your hair's turning white. We spend more time out of time than in it with the SSP. Yeah. Dumb Lizzie. I think you're young, Dumb Lizzie. Are you young? For arthritis, you need boron and nicotine patches. Well, I don't know about the nicotine patches. I might try. I don't know. I don't know about boron. Is that borax? Borax? I don't know. What's that? James is 61 next month. So it's going to be your solar return. It was so funny. We're all trying to wish Kat like wishing her blessings without saying the birthday, right? But it was so hilarious how many ways we could say that without saying the word birthday, which is an aging spell. And so it was so funny to see so many like awakened people trying to find a way around that wishing. That was hilarious. I love that. I might put a post out all these different ways to not activate that aging spell. Yeah, because once you rise up to that, you start to notice it then, how, you know, people who are the same age as me or younger than me look older than me and stuff like that. I do think crystals are the key, right? I do. Crystals are the key. Work with crystals more. It's hard to describe in a few words, says Justy. It's almost supernatural, but it's based on a real thing about secluded people in Russia with real strange powers. Oh, I might need to read that. Boron, mineral, vitamin. It holds magnesium in the bones. Nicotine. Look up Dr. Brian Ardis. I think I might have heard about Brian Ardis before. I'm not sure why I've not heard of boron. Wonder if it's called something else in the crystal community. Yeah, your big toe joint feels arthritic. Yeah. So they used my arthritis against me for targeting a lot. So it's reduced now. Doesn't have the same impact as it had. Yeah, so I can definitely say that's reduced. They can't use that the same way. But at the moment, I get a lot of targeting in my neck, at the back of my neck, around that ultimate major chakra. I feel that opening and closing. I feel like weights on my shoulders. I don't ever get that. Like I've got energy getting dumped on me. You can crack your hip, says Jason. I used to crack my hip when I was a kid, and then someone told me not to do that. Matty West says, I have a project about the endocannabinoid system. And what I've been doing science-wise, nicotine is on my project. It's awesome, just in small doses. You need to start talking with Jason, Missing Time 420, because he's into things like that. Dumb Lizzie says, there's a book called Minerals for the Genetic Code by Charles Walters. Oh, explains the dangers of aluminium. Oh, that sounds really good. Genetic code. Making a note of that, thank you. I find it hard to read things a lot of the time, but I've started to do book reviews on my channel. But it's like skipping through certain things. The only things I've really read in the last year are the books by John Whitberg. And I got the physical hard copy of the first book, and I was just glued to this book. I was glued to the book, and I was having like epiphanies and getting recall, and he's talking about artifacts, and I was tuning into the artifacts. And then after that I went on to the audiobook versions because I could speed them up. So check out his channel where they're free at the John Whitberg. But yeah, I got quite a few activations off reading his books, to the point of I actually reached out to him and I was like, is this me? Like, what's going on? And then he's like, no, that's not you in the book, but I remember you. Like, we were friends off planet. Yeah. So cannabis, sage, any plant that whoops the darkness ass. I study the science. So Jason is a connoisseur of 420 topics. Wizard says, reading is getting a little more strenuous for me. I think it's because I've gotten used to watching videos at fast speed. You know, there's certain books that you read that you will just pass out. Have you guys read the books by Magenta Pixie? So a couple of years ago, I got some of her books, and I'd be reading the book, and the next minute, I'm waking up with my face in the book. So the information in there I would pass out while my mind upgraded, reading Magenta Pixie books. So yeah. Jason's about to do some hands-on research. Shilajit increases sonic abilities and aids pineal gland. Black substances feeds adrenals. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay, guys, I've been going for 117 minutes. I've been going for nearly 2 hours now. And then you reread the page just to realize that you had the most page already. You thought, yeah. I think I read quite a few Magenta Pixie books. There's one that's a codex. I'll have to bring them in because they're in the other room. I'll bring them in, and so I can show you guys what I haven't read them for a while. I need to reread the Bringers of the Dawn one. I think I need to reread that now that my awareness is updated. So when we do this work and we start to get that memory recall and the gnosis updates, you got to go back and rewatch things and re-listen to things and read things again to see how much you perceive them differently now, right? There's so many movies from 1980s, 90s, 2000s that I need to rewatch those movies because now I can see the programming in the movies, like John Whitberg's doing that USAPs in cinema. So the unacknowledged special access programs are disclosed in cinema all the freaking time. Mind control, programming, it's all there. They're telling us all the time. Future technology, concepts, it's all there. So we need to rewatch everything. Hopefully he'll release that Mickey 17 video soon. I'm not sure if he's finished it. I'll find out soon. Yeah. He did my Star Trek one. He said he wasn't going to do it, so I should be happy that he's done it. But then he did it, and it was only 20 minutes, but he did actually include quite a lot, so I was happy about that. But then he's like, well, there's this character, and I can't be asked to find out what he's called. I was like, dude, come on. At least commit to it. There's this black dude with a crinkly forehead. Like, I could go and find out that it's Commander Worf, but I don't want to. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, and then there's this woman, and I'm like, dude, that's Dr. Crusher. I'm like shouting at the screen, like, what's wrong with you? And then he didn't put a music video at the end, so I was slightly disappointed. But I've asked him to please make sure that when he does the Orphan Black one about the clones, that he does the music video so you can see all the different clones at the end. That's what I've asked for. Okay, so whether he does that, I don't know. But like Umbrella Academy, he got 6 minutes in and he went, no, I need to watch the whole series. So he's put that to the back of the list. But then he's going to watch the whole series for me to isolate the information in Umbrella Academy because there's a lot. Me and Drago are represented in it. John Whitberg's represented in it. Brian Seng is represented in it. There's a super soldier from the UK that's represented in it. And potentially a couple more that we might know are represented in it. So they use our archetypes, yeah? They use, so it's not like, it does look like me, but they change the name and everything, and they change the scenario slightly, but they use our powers, and they use, like, our personalities, and it's freaking annoying. So, yeah. So do watch Umbrella Academy if you haven't, and try and figure out which one I am. You'll know which one I am if you know me anyway. If you watch my stuff. I might have to rewatch that series not knowing about all the SSP stuff, yes. If you didn't write it down at the time when I said to, oh, well, Jason, you stop being such a hard ass sometimes. I forget everyone forgot the Hidden Gem movie I mentioned. And have you deleted it now? Oh, I'm sorry, Jason. You're such a hard ass sometimes. You really are. Because you feel unappreciated, and we do appreciate you. We do. You're my top mod, and you really are. Like you've literally got the keys to my freaking channel as managing moderator. What academy? It's the Umbrella Academy. Umbrella Academy, yeah. So which is a story based on a cartoon series, which is based on the programs, and so yeah. So figure out which one I am, or go and watch my videos where I tell you which one I am, or you'll guess which one is me and Drago and John Whitberg. It's on Netflix, yeah. Although there's a bit of like I know which one is which, but they both think that they're the same one. But I'm pretty sure I know who's who. So many blessings, Rachel. I found Umbrella Academy Volume 3 graphic novel on your walk. Oh, that's super cool. That is super cool. Yeah. If you watch my ACIO video, we talk about Umbrella Academy and that. And then she'll say, she didn't blow up the moon, did she? And then Peter the Insider says, yes, in another context of existence, Julia blew up the moon. There was a free library. No, oh, nice. That's so cool. Okay, yeah, so the TV shows that I'm allegedly represented in, which you'll see on my channel if you watch my videos, Jason's in America, is Orphan Black and The Cloning Show. Me and Drago Reed are both supposedly represented in that, which I've had confirmed by the ACAO, and Umbrella Academy, and then Resident Evil. We're both in different versions of Resident Evil, supposedly. I think I'm represented in Japanese stuff, so Sakura Wars I'm in. I think Drago is as well, to be honest. But yeah, go and have a look and see what you think. Does that make sense? You know, because it might not make sense, but honestly, when you start watching something, you're thinking like, are they talking about me? It's the weirdest feeling ever. And then you're like, that's an experience that I've had and it's on TV. That's really bizarre. And then you get that confirmed by people who got multidimensional record access. It's freaking weird. So whether we believe it to be true or not, there you go. It's part of my testimony. Part of my story, guys. Go watch my videos about it. Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Anchorhaven, and this is the Mystical Wellness Channel. Okay. I'm reading some caller's message saying you need a warm body next to you, Jason, to help you sleep. He does have a warm body next to him. It's called Mr. Kitty. And Mr. Kitty and Jason don't even have a real bed right now. So we need to, yes, Mr. Kitty's job. We need to help Jason put his vision into reality and to really like create something amazing. Yeah, Mr. Kitty keeps him warm. Mr. Kitty's cleansing out that 420 all night from Jason's system so that he can start fresh the next day. Poor Mr. Kitty. He's like, he's the purification cat. All cats do that, by the way, because you guys didn't know. All cats and dogs are cleansing your energy all the time. So Wizard Wickus has got 6 or 7 cats or something. It's insane. So good night. Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday here. I'll be back live around 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern, midnight UK time. I'll be on Michael Koff's channel. I'll be doing an interview over there with Paranormal Mike. He's interviewing me, and then Paranormal Mike and I will be doing an interview together at the weekend with some newer SXP experiences, giving them a platform to showcase their testimonies and do a little debrief session in a panel discussion. So that's 2 things I've got going on with Mike this week. What about Sprinkles? She's single, Jason. Okay, this is not the hookup haven, Silcola. This is not. Go to Typical Skeptic for the hookups. This is not the hookup haven. I'm only joking. Okay, Hot Red Herd. Oh, wow. Oh dear. Final card. We got Hathor, Soul Family Connection. So thank you guys for joining me. Soul Family always finds each other over here. So love you guys. Have a wonderful day, night, or wherever you are. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.